Right, folks, we are in this mad little scamp, and it is that new. I haven't made a livery for it yet, so we're in the standard livery. But this is a track guide around Oulton Park. Right, fast lap done and dusted, and let me show you the info tab, because this being week 1 in season 3 of 2023, I have no idea what the track conditions are. So I've taken my best educated guess, because it does say constant weather. So to me, I think that's a fixed temperature of 84 Fahrenheit. I might be wrong. Hear it here first. I am calling myself out. It might be wrong. But anyway, 84 track temp is what we're using, and we are using the fixed setup. Now, in the iRacing folder, there is a fixed high downforce and a low downforce, I think. So I think this fixed series will run the fixed setup. Who knows? I might be completely wrong, but that's what I think. So this is the setup I'm using for this. If I'm completely wrong, then I may need to redo this video. And if you're hearing me say this, then I've got it right. So that's a win. Otherwise, lap I'm going to show you is lucky number 13. Look at that, a 1:24.440. So you see I was mid-24s above here. This is where I may have made an accident on lap 7. Whoops. But yeah, mid to high 24s. Then we nipped into the sort of lower half of the 24s. Then mid-25s and 24s again. So mid to high 24s is where I'm sitting at. There's definitely more speed I can find with this, because I show you my split times. My split time on my optimal, which is all my best sectors, is a 23.7. So there's a good chunk of time for me to find that. No idea how I put it together, but I must be able to find a way. But yeah, you can see my best lap is a 24.44, so that's the one I'm going to show you. I quite like this car, to be honest. This is probably the worst circuit to choose to bring out a new car, because Oulton Park is notorious for overtaking, as in it's very hard to do it. So I don't know why they chose this track, but hey-ho, give this car a chance. It is quite fun to drive, and yeah, well, we basically see. Survive this first week, because that'll be the key. Survive, see the checkered flag, because this will be carnage. Otherwise, I think that's everything. Above my head will be my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, telemetry, and replay file will be in there, so you can see exactly how I've done this lap. And I do put them over on Garage 61. Garage 61 is a website that you can see telemetry, and you can see exactly where I've gained the lap times, things like that. It can be quite useful for giving a little bit extra for these track guides, so I do put it over there. It's free to join at the moment. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just think it's quite useful for me videos. Talking about YouTube stuff, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, because that'll be very handy for you. And yeah, let's get on with the breakdown lap. Howdy folks, before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little bit of more information about this car. So this has a fixed class of its own, and it also is in an open session with the Falcon, in the Falcon Tyres Sports Car Challenge, and with a load of GT4s. So it'll be a multi-class and a fixed session by itself, and these will alternate hours. So what I've done, because the fixed series, the setup seemed to be a full tank, so what I've done is I've gone out and done another session with some low fuel, and you can see at the top of the screen there, much quicker times with sort of race fuel. So the open setup will be a lot faster. So with that said, we should be looking for a fairly decent racing, and it will be faster in the open session. But if you're looking in for turn 1, we are looking for the advertisement boards, markers on the left hand side, change it down to 4th gear, try and get the apex about now, and then we can get a good exit here. Make sure you keep a tyre at least on the red and white curb, otherwise you'll get an off track. If you do get an off track here, make sure you optimize it, and I'll let you know on this corner. Around this kink, try and keep as far right as you can, and there's a little dip, so we want to to brake before the dip and then a little bit heavier. Come around here, drop it down into third to try and get that engine braking to get a nice late apex to get on full power. And remember the off track at turn 1? This off track here is horrible as well. So if you get the off track at turn 1, make sure you run wide there as well, because you don't get a second off track. So you get 2 for 1, which is a big bonus. Nice little straight here into a very fast left-hander here. Use the other layout for the circuit as a turning point. Do not cut the grass, and there you get another annoying off-track. And it is flat out, but cold tyres, first 2 or 3 laps, take it easy. The tyre barrier on the left-hand side, you want to brake in a nice heavy straight line. I do brake a little bit deep around here, so you can see that I have to change down first just to get that little bit of rotation. Then the curb appears above my right wing there, and then I can get full flat out as well. Try and get a good exit out of there, but also don't run too far wide. It's bumpy, you will bottom out, and you will spin. Keep it to the left-hand side and then bring it in as the curb comes in. And then at this point, we want to start braking. So you can use the Marshall post there. Brake nice and heavily. Ease off over the curb. Second gear for this. Get as close as you can to that tyre barrier there. There will be crashes there, so be cautious. I actually short shift into third there to try and minimize the wheel spin. Don't worry about it. Stay in second. Rev the nuts off of it and get a good acceleration down here. Overtaking will be interesting in this corner because this is very fast and not flat out. So good luck here. So we're using the end of the first curb there on the left-hand side. Brake down a gear. Try and cut that. Don't cut it too much because you will end up flying on 2 wheels. And do not run wide there. You will bottom out again and have a spin. We're coming up to the S's now, so this will be another opportunity to overtake. The slipstream was quite good around here, so be prepared to go too wide for this double right-hander. But we are using the little sort of bump there in the white line you can see. We want to get over to the left-hand side. Brake nice and easy. Don't worry about hitting the apex around here. Just try and carry minimum speed. I change down to third and then immediately get back on full throttle to try and run there. Hitting the second apex is better than hitting the first, but just try and carry minimum speed around that entire corner to maximize this little straight here. Dive bombs will be coming in here, so the little marker that tells us to turn right, want to brake at that one. Nice and easy through here. Second gear, careful of the oversteer there, and make sure you get a nice late apex. And look how cautious I am on throttle. Really going over the crest out, it unsettles the car. Traction control comes in, so be cautious. Make sure you get a decent exit, but just be careful on that throttle. And that is us done and dusted across the line in a 1:24.440, and you can see there on the Race Labs layout, it actually says my fastest lap on another session. So my fastest lap with the lower fuel is a 1:22.2. So we're almost 2 and a bit seconds quicker with less fuel. As mentioned, the open session with the multi-class will be a lot quicker. I'm just going to give you 2 lap times to basically give you a guide of which one's which. So in the open session, I expect like low 21s maybe with open setups. And in the fixed series, I expect like high 23s. I reckon the aliens will be getting 23s, to be honest. I'm sort of mid to low 24s there. So yeah, should be interesting. Really looking forward to this series. I enjoy driving this car a hell of a lot. Looking at the calendar, it seems to be going to sort of smaller-ish circuits, which could be interesting. Who knows what will happen. The only thing that will destroy this car is the people that are driving it and the utter carnage. So fingers crossed we get some nice clean racing. Everyone's respectful. Everyone sees a checkered flag. And this probably will become probably one of my favourite cars on the service, to be honest. So have fun out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you on the next one.